Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam, I'm founder of Hortons. We're an estate agency business based in the East Midlands. And on this channel we feature anything from property tours to tips for buying and selling property. But today I wanted to do something a little bit different and record a video to give you a bit of an insight into what Hortons is all about. So whether you're a buyer or a seller, or maybe you're an agent that likes the idea of working with Hortons, this video will hopefully give you a bit of an insight into what it's all about, our vision for the industry and where we want to take our agency. So let's start with how this idea came about and like the story behind Hortons. So going right back to when I was say 14 or 15, I was kind of a serial entrepreneur. Like tried loads of different business ideas from like a magazine to event ticket selling websites, and I started running some club nights when I was about 17. So I knew kind of fairly early on that I wanted to run a business. Having run out of money and those ventures not taken off like I wanted to, well, hoped they would, I started working in an estate agency, learned the ropes and just tried to understand as much about the industry as possible. I was there for a few years. I knew there was an opportunity to do things differently, as a lot of the competition and the company I was working for at the time, if I'm honest, is a little bit old-fashioned. So for example, getting on social media was a bit of a struggle. I don't think many agencies at the time could see how important that would be back then. And I remember, like, I've come from, I suppose, a background of selling tickets mainly online and using social media to promote events and generally kind of focusing on digital marketing. So to me, coming into the industry, even at 17, I thought it was a little bit crazy that estate agents weren't fully utilising digital marketing. So I knew there was space for an agency that really understood marketing and storytelling and brand. So I originally started the business back in 2013 when I just turned 20. So as of today, we've been selling properties across, originally Leicester, for about 7 years. But with that business, 2 years after I started it, it failed. I learned a lot in the process, but ultimately I think it boils down to making some bad decisions, not having a strong enough USP and not really having a clear idea about where I wanted to take the business. I think that's why it failed. But I think this came as a bit of a surprise to those kind of outside looking in, because we were selling houses and getting lots of good reviews and stuff. But I knew the business wasn't working. After I decided to close up, I got a job working in a law firm. I was there for about 12 months. It was a really good experience. And my role there kind of just involved working with estate agents every day. But after about my first 12 months there, my vision for what the industry needed, what buyers and sellers needed, and what we needed to do things differently and stand out became much clearer. So I handed in my notice and started again. So this is phase 2. Hortons, as you know it, was kind of relaunched in November of 2016. So in terms of what was different this time, I think it boils down to 3 key factors. Firstly, how we build our estate agents' personal brands, thinking ourselves first as marketeers, second as estate agents, and then finally our company culture. On personal brands, what I mean by this is when a seller works with an estate agent, they're basing the decision about who to choose based on like a valuer who's sitting in their living room carrying out the valuation. The problem is with traditional estate agency is that most of the time that person is not consistent throughout the transaction. The client is passed over to someone else who manage the sales progress and they don't hear from that person again. So sellers want to work with someone who actually cares, and an agent who's prepared to put themselves out there as being the kind of go-to local expert in their town. You can see them on social media. It shows that they really care about their reputation, and this is what you get with an agent with a personal brand. It's someone who is known in that area, and they will be really conscious of what their reputation and what their brand effectively looks like and what people say about them. And this just isn't the same if someone is able to hide behind a brand, or it's just a day-to-day 9 to 5 for them. And this creates much of a greater sense of personal accountability, so clients can take comfort knowing that they, as the client, really matter to them. The second point of thinking ourselves first as marketeers, second as estate agents, is all about understanding selling houses is no different from selling any other product or service. It really just boils down to like understanding who your target market is and how do you reach them and engage with them, mostly online. Two traditionally minded estate agents act as like right-move receptionists, so they're just acting there taking leads and booking in viewings. I think if an agent thinks of themselves more as like a marketeer, they will think more creatively, they're more likely to think about the power of social media and know what it takes to make a property stand out. And this really matters to sellers too, because the more buyers that an agent is able to reach, or the more right kind of buyers, the more chances you have of being able to find someone who's prepared to pay that little bit more than everyone else. So doing this right puts more money in our clients' pockets, and it can make choosing the right estate agent an investment. It pays dividends. It's not just about getting your house on property portals. And then finally, our culture. Our whole team of agents has joined us on the basis that we share the same set of values. The idea of personal accountability, wanting to be known for their experience and service, and they really care about the success of their clients' sales. They want to be known as the best at what they do. This is not a day job, this is their career, and they're seasoned pros, and so they think about the long term. They're fully committed to their personal development. And because of the fact that to become a Hortons agent you need a track record and experience, it means we don't get non-starters, people who come in and quickly leave the industry. We have a team of agents that are the best of the best and 100% committed to honing their craft and being the best that they can be. And finally, our agents are known as partners. That's because they run their own business in their local area under Hortons, so we provide the infrastructure and support and marketing and expertise to help them. But when you're running your own business, successful sales really matters to them, more than it would do if they were employed as a traditional agent. Where's Hortons heading in the future? Well, one day we want to be a national agency, but we're not rushing that. We want to do that because we want to lead the way for this positive change in our industry. For the way that agents work and the way that those agents can support their clients. And I think for too long the estate agency industry has not had a great reputation, and we're in a position to do something about that, challenge the status quo, and put and offer both agents and buyers and sellers something a bit different, a bit more personal, and ultimately more modern. So I hope you found this video interesting, and if you want to see other stuff like this and you want to kind of follow our journey of Hortons growing, then subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, you can find us on our website as well, and anywhere else across social media. So yeah, please check us out, and if you've got any questions, or if you're a buyer or seller or want to find out a little bit more about what it means to be a Hortons client, then just drop us a comment or send us a message. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.